We begin the news update in Lagos, where the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is calling on party loyalists and major stakeholders in Lagos to mobilize members for the party ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Earlier, the vice presidential candidate, Kashim Shettima, visited the popular Alaba Rago market in Lagos, where he canvassed for supports. We have more in this report.
It's a carnival-like atmosphere here at the Alaba Rago market, and this crowd has shown the strength and popularity of the ruling Progressive Congress in Lagos State. And taking advantage of the day to sell the manifesto of the presidential candidate of the APC, the vice presidential candidate, Kashim Shettima, accompanied by the host governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Kano State, Umar Gandoje, and other prominent members of the ruling party encouraged the crowd to vote for APC.
For those of us from the north, this is payback time. In 4 electoral cycles, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu supported northern Nigerian candidates for the presidency of Nigeria.
After the reception by the crowd, Governor Sanwo-Olu moved to the APC secretariat for a meeting with major stakeholders and loyalists on how to turn in 5 million votes for the presidential candidate.
Unit per unit, polling booth per polling booth. That's the only thing. That's the only thing we can use to pay this man back.
In the middle of the meeting, the APC presidential candidate walked into the party secretariat to be part of the meeting with his first constituents. While addressing the crowd, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu says it is time to unite all active members of the party.
There's no politics without anger. There's no politics without anguish. There is no politics when there's no pain. But with the pain comes the joy of victory.
Some of the party leaders who spoke say the party is ready to deliver the state for APC.
It's house to house, from one place to another, identifying the voters, telling the voters the need for that particular voter, whether it's a member of our party or not, the need for him to realize that this is what Sanwo-Olu has done.
Yes, they've given us sellable candidates from the presidency to the lowest level. So what remains for us is to make sure that we work very well.
As the 2023 general elections draw closer, many here have been advised to get their permanent voters card in order for them to vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
Now to Abuja, where the level of apprehensiveness over security advisories on possible terror attacks in the nation's capital is gradually disappearing. To ensure that is sustained, the police is asking residents to remain calm and go about their lawful duties. The police force say tactical squads have been deployed to upscale security across the Federal Capital Territory. Sifon Hussein has details.
The authorities are trying hard to allay fears, especially among residents of Abuja, over the terror alert advisories that have triggered concerns. Despite dismissing the advisories as alarming, we gathered that the security agencies are leaving nothing to chance. It has emerged that covert operations have resulted in the arrest of terror suspects, many of whom had infiltrated the nation's capital. But in the last 1 week, an uneasy calm has settled over Abuja. There has been no recorded security breach, and experts attribute this to several factors.
The Kuje incident, we've seen an improvement in techniques, tactics, and procedures by the security forces. And so what we did is to show in the 36 states of the Federation that there are ongoing security operations, and that those security operations, if you pick each and every one of them, we can't even count the number of security operations. What we did in those 2 reports is just present the ones that we know.
Assistant Inspector General of Police Amechi Lumelu is in charge of the counter-terrorism unit at the force headquarters. His unit recently conducted a counter-terrorism simulation in Abuja with emphasis on protection for schools.
The Joint Terrorism Analysis Branch, the branch that counters violent extremism, the branch that liaises with different governments and different people, and the tactical branches, which are a little bit on the quiet side.
The exercise is expected to morph into a full-fledged operation.
It's a thing that's going to reoccur every 3 months or so that if there's any situation like that, everybody knows what role to play when it has to do with that.
For its part, the FCT Police Command has deployed tactical teams.
We have deployed all our intelligence assets, including our tactical units, joint patrol in the night, in the daytime, stop and search raiding, ongoing. So as we speak, Abuja is very, very safe.
But the task of keeping the seat of power safe is even more challenging now than ever. Sifon Essien, TVC News, Abuja.
Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has faulted the move by the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesign some Naira notes in the country. The governor, who was speaking at the inauguration of the People's Democratic Party's Women Campaign Council in the state, said the plan is not a good decision at this time, claiming it can further cripple the nation's economy. The governor called on the federal government to focus on a monetary policy that would help manage importation dependence rather than a policy that would resort to more harm.
I am an economist. I can tell you categorically that this policy by the federal government, by the Central Bank of Nigeria, has no basis in economics. There is no reason to. This is purely political. When you decide to change your currency in such a roughshod manner, there's no urgency. The urgency for us is how to get food for our citizens so that we can remove the starvation in the land.